Hello everyone, it's Taylor, and this year I'm going to be starting something new. I will be doing a no-buy year for 2019. What is a no-buy year, you ask? Well, don't worry. I've written some pretty extensive rules for myself, so I'm gonna go ahead and take you through them in this video, which will serve as my 2019 no-buy year intro. Really quick before we jump in, two little things that I want to point out. I was testing out a foundation today that I've been thinking about decluttering. I thought, let me try it with a new primer just in case. We'll see how it goes. It went terribly. My foundation is so cakey right now, so I'm hoping that you can't see that. Hopefully the camera is far enough away that that is not obvious. Also, it is really, really light for my skin tone right now, so that's another great thing. A very ghost face right now. Second thing, trying out this new hairstyle. I've been digging it lately. I've dubbed it my Velociraptor look, so hopefully it's as flattering on camera as I feel that it is in real life. If not, whatever, because I like it, so we'll just move on. As I mentioned, I did write up some rules for my 2019 no-buy year. I have them right here on my phone, so if I'm looking down at all, I'm just reading them. That's all that's going on. First and foremost, let's define a no-buy year. For me personally, it is not going to literally be a no-buy year, as in I will not be spending money on anything. In 2019, I will be spending money on things. However, I've outlined a few categories for myself that I will not be spending money on. The caveat of that is that if I run out of all the products I own in a certain category, I will be able to buy a new product for that category. And this no-buy extends to my makeup, my skincare, hair care, body care, and candles and books. I didn't do complete homewares because I really don't feel like I have a problem buying lots of homewares. I'm pretty minimal when it comes to my home decor, so that doesn't really become a problem for me. The rules that I've outlined for my skincare and makeup, those sort of products, are a little bit different than the rules that I've set for my books. So we'll get into that a little bit later, but let's go ahead and jump into my beauty rules. Anybody that knows me knows that I suffer from a little bit of anxiety, whether it's warranted or not. So I've set myself a little exception, if you will, in the no-buy rules, that if I have a product that I feel is integral to my routine, whatever that routine is, hair, makeup, beauty, skincare, what have you, I can repurchase the new product when the last product in that category is at least halfway used up. And I know that's such a specific thing. However, I start to panic a little bit. If I run out of a product completely, it just makes me very anxious. So I'm going to allow myself to repurchase the new product when the last product in a given category is halfway used up. That way I will immediately have my new product ready to go as soon as the current product is finished. And to clarify, that is only if I'm working on the last product in a category, meaning my last facial serum is almost used up. I can go ahead and place an order for my new facial serum so that I don't have a day where I have no facial serum. I hope that makes sense. The one thing I did forget to mention is that this no-buy will also extend to shoes. I feel like I have a lot of pairs of shoes and I don't wear enough of them regularly, so I'm going to put a no-buy on shoes. The only two exceptions to the shoes rule will be for work and wedding. So I travel a fair bit for work and I need to be presentable, so if I need a certain shoe for a work occasion, I will allow that. Secondly, I am getting married this year, so that comes with a few occasions of its own. If I need a specific pair of shoes for, say, a bridal shower, bachelorette weekend, or even the wedding itself, I will allow myself to purchase those pairs of shoes. I'm still going to do that within reason. I will shop my shoe collection, if you will, looking for whatever I feel that I need before I go out and buy something new. Because I am an avid reader, I have set a few exceptions for myself in the book no buy category. I am allowing myself to purchase 3 books in 2019. The first is King of Scars by Leigh Bardugo, and that's something I've been really looking forward to since I heard that that book was coming out, so I will allow myself to purchase that. The second one is The Red Scrolls of Magic by Cassandra Clare. And Cassandra Clare is generally one of my favorite authors, so I will buy anything that she comes out with, pretty much no questions asked, so that's absolutely on the list. And third and lastly, I am going to allow myself to buy the Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban Slytherin edition when it comes out. I think it's going to come out around July. Those Slytherin covers are UK exclusive, I believe. I bought my first 2 the Slytherin covers at Waterstones in London. So I usually take a trip to London in October of every year. If I see that book, I will pick it up probably around that time. Something else to note about the no buy year. I ask for gift cards a lot for my birthday and Christmas, various occasions, whatever they may be, anniversaries, things like that. I like to get gift cards. In my opinion, they're the best gift that you can give someone. I know that's maybe a little bit of a controversial statement, but whatever. So I get a lot of gift cards. However, gift cards cannot be spent as free cash during my no buy year. Gift cards will need to respect the rules of the no buy year, whether that is a gift card to Home Goods and I want to buy a candle. I will need to be out of all my candles before I do that. If I get a gift card to Ulta, I can't just go out and buy an eyeshadow palette because I have several eyeshadow palettes already and I will not run out of eyeshadow during my no buy year. Really quick, I would like to touch on decluttering because I do like to live a pretty minimal lifestyle and I'm still trying to get to that perfect place where I feel like I've hit my peak of minimalism, if you will. So I'm frequently decluttering homewares and makeup and skincare, those kinds of things. I will allow decluttering in the no buy year if the product is expired, if it causes a reaction, or if it's just not working properly. For example, the foundation that I use today, I've tried it with several primers, several powders, you name it. It gets very cakey, it gets very patchy, it gathers in certain places. So I'm not going to force myself to use something that doesn't work and that makes me feel bad about my appearance. I'm just going to get rid of it. The last thing I want to touch on really quickly is something I learned from my own personal experience. I attempted to start a little bit of a no-buy back in September, I think, of 2018, and I didn't define my rules clearly enough. So I said that I was going to do a replacements only no-buy. However, I didn't define my categories, which I think is very important. At that time, I was just starting to get into Korean skincare, which has a lot more categories than my old skincare routine. So I told myself, you don't own an essence yet, you don't own an emulsion yet, you can go ahead and buy those things because you don't have those categories in your routine yet. Therefore, there is no product in that category. Looking back, I feel like that's a little bit of a cop-out, so I have defined my categories as they exist currently for makeup, skincare, and hair care, and I will be sticking to those categories in 2019. Okay, so those are all of the rules of my no-buy, but what I haven't touched on yet is why am I doing a no-buy? Why do I feel that it's something that's needed in my life? Well, let me tell you. Growing up, I was always okay with money. I feel like I got a job when I was 15 and I worked during the summers lifeguarding and teaching swim lessons. I sort of managed my own money throughout the school year that I made during the summer. But once I got on my own, once I graduated high school and moved out, I didn't really have anyone checking my finances. And I went a little bit rampant, if you will. I found a haven in makeup that I hadn't ever had before, and it just made me feel very happy and really allowed me to express some creativity that I didn't have an outlet for previously. However, I went way overboard with the amount of makeup and skincare that I purchased. And now I'm sort of in this hole where I have product to last me years and years, and I'm probably never going to use it before it all goes bad. And that's just wasteful. Like I've already mentioned, I am trying to transition to more of a minimal lifestyle. I'm not ever going to be a perfect no waste person. However, I want to make smarter decisions. I want to be better to this planet that we're living on, and I want my children and their children and their children to be able to enjoy this earth. So I'm going to do my small part to cut down on my waste, to cut down on my consumption, those types of things. So, I would like to break this sort of knee-jerk reaction to buy new makeup and skincare just to get this rush of temporary happiness. I want to focus my love of makeup on creating makeup artistry with what I already have in my collection. As far as why I feel the need for a no-buy in some of my other categories, I just want to save money on some of those other things, shoes, candles, those types of things. Do you really need that many? I feel like you can have, the one candle that you're burning or 2 candles depending on where you have them in your house. And you don't need a backup of 10 candles just sitting there in your pantry or closet storage waiting to be used. Books specifically are an interesting category for me. I love reading and I love collecting books. So makeup and books are my two sort of crux categories, if you will, that I just love collecting. And because I have been collecting books for some time now, I've amassed about 60 to 65 books that I have not read yet. So over the last couple of years, I've sort of really curated this collection of books that I think are visually appealing and the stories really call to me. They're things I want to read. But because I'm just continuing to buy and buy and buy, I'm not getting around to the books that I have already previously bought. So my no-buy year, if you will, for my books is going to be a little bit different than my makeup and skincare, those types of products. If I can read every single one of my books in my collection that is currently unread, then my no-buy year will be completed. If it takes me from today, January 1st, until December 31st of 2019, then so be it. That will be my no-buy period for books. However, if I can read all 60 or so of those books by June, July, what have you, then that will complete my no-buy time period on books. I'm going to say that that's not going to happen. I think it's going to take me all the way until the end of the year and maybe even into 2020 because in 2018 I only managed to read 55 books total. So it's going to take me a while. The other thing is that I'm not really going to tell myself, if a new book comes out that I can check out at the library and I'm really interested in, I'm not going to tell myself no to reading that book just because it's not on my unread books list. So it may take me even longer than I'm anticipating to get through all of my unread books. Unless I'm forgetting something massive, which I hope I'm not, I think I've said everything that I want to say for this video. I'm very excited and a little bit nervous to embark on this project just because I have never done something like this before and I struggle with this urge to buy things because I think a part of me feels that my possessions give me some sort of worth to myself and to the outside world. However, That's not the case. Logically, I know that's not the case. I just need to get around this little block in my brain that's telling me that buy that book because you'll have a bigger collection, and when people come over, they'll be impressed by it. Or buy that candle because you need another cinnamon candle, don't you? I just want to break those habits and those thoughts in my brain. I want to be in control 100% of my thought process when I purchase things. And I want the only motivation for me buying something is because I need it. So until I can control my wants, I'm going to focus solely on the needs. I'm going to buy things only as they need to be replaced. And I'm really excited to see how this transforms my thought process over the next year. If anybody has any questions on this project as to why I'm doing it, or specific rules that maybe I didn't explain enough, please feel free to ask them, leave a comment. I will totally address that. And if there's any gaping holes that I left out of this, I can even make a follow-up video for this no-buy intro. But like I said, I think I did cover everything. The one last quick little tidbit I need to mention is that this idea was totally inspired by an awesome individual here on YouTube. Her name is Hannah Louise Poston. I have watched her for the last couple of months now, and she started a no-buy year at the beginning of 2018. So I watched her journey over the last couple of months. I digested her videos back from January until now. And I am thoroughly impressed with the journey that she was able to go on, and the things that she was able to learn, and just the amount of product that she was able to use up in 2018. So if you're interested in more content like this, definitely check out Hannah's channel because, like I said, it was very helpful to me and very inspiring. So that's all I wanted to wrap this video up with, and thank you so much for watching. Subscribe if you want to follow my 2019 no-buy year journey, and thanks again. Bye.